Hey everybody, I'm your man Tonka. Thank you so much for watching another Tonka Tactical video. I'm really excited to have you here because in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Planet Eclipse review of the EMF 100. Now listen, this is not going to be your typical Planet Eclipse EMF 100 review because what I'm going to do is I've been running this marker for the last year and a half and I've been running really hard with it. So I'm going to give you my honest opinion of running with this for over a year and a half, okay? Also, what I'm going to talk about is actually how I actually run my design of my marker. It's going to be a lot different from how you get it in the box. I'm also going to show you some aftermarket pieces that you can get to enhance your EMF or customize it to your exact specifications. I'm also going to talk about Planet Eclipse upgrades that you're not going to want to miss out on. And also at the very end, I'm going to show you some amazing images of other players that are running with the EMF and how they've customized it. You're going to be blown away because the things that you can do with this marker is incredible. And what I'll do is I'll have a bunch of timestamps where if you've already seen the review and you already wanted to get this marker, then you can jump to the other sections where you can see how I'm running with this marker, the upgrades and all that sort of stuff. I'll put the timestamps right here as well, so you can just jump on it to whatever section you want. Okay, so in this video, I'm not going to do a full unboxing because, well, obviously I've already unboxed it, right? But before I carry on, I got to give a big shout out to my amazing sponsors, which is Tier 1 Armament Store, which is your Magfed online store. So anything Magfed that you want, check them out. They got it. Also, if you're from Canada and you want to get some MCS gear, because they have some really cool mods for this Planet Eclipse marker here. If you go through Planet Eclipse, if you go through Tier 1 Armament, you can actually get MCS gear cheaper through them versus if you go directly to MCS, jump on their website. So check out Tier 1 Armament Store and also my brick and mortar store, which is Tactical Sports in Barrie. They just expanded to a brand new massive location and they carry everything paintball and also airsoft. The store is unbelievable. So you know what? Show them your love. Mention you came from Tonka Tactical, and you know what? Again, they're really amazing sponsors for us. And yeah, so check them out. Okay. Also, one last thing, which is really important. As you may already know, I am a sponsored player by Planet Eclipse. However, I want you to understand that they did not approach me for me to be a sponsor. Instead, I approached them. And the reason why I approached them, because when I found out and I tried the EMF 100, I was completely sold. I was absolutely blown away by this marker. And you know what? Because I run with the best, I asked them if I could, if there was a sponsorship possibility. They said yes, and I am a immortal with Planet Eclipse. But understand them all, just like I always do. I'll give you my honest opinion. Because listen, the reason, number one, the reason why I associate with only the best companies, paintball companies on the market is because obviously I want to run. When I run, I don't want to worry about equipment failure. I just want to run, play, do my missions, snipe off the other team and all that sort of stuff without balls breaking and having a bunch of issues. Also, you know what? Listen, when I recommend something to you, I want to make sure that I'm recommending the best so that when you purchase it, you're not going to be disappointed. And when you get it, you're going to be loving it. And also, because my name is attached to it, you know, if you don't like it, it just doesn't look good on me, right? So anyways, I just wanted to make that perfectly clear. I'm not going to do an unboxing because, like I said, I already unboxed it. But I'll tell you, Planet Eclipse went through all the details. They give you everything that you need to keep your marker running in perfect running condition. They give you a great set of Allen keys, all these O-rings, everything. They have a great manual that has everything in detail, really easy to follow. So when you make mods or make maintenance on your marker, you'll be able to do it really simply. All right, so listen, let's talk about the EMF, the marker here. First of all, if you don't already know, this is Planet Eclipse's first attempt at a Magfed marker. And I'm going to tell you right now, they put a lot of R&D into making this marker. They didn't want it to go out with any issues. And really, they have, in my opinion, they have perfected the marker, the Magfed marker. And listen, if you've already tried it or you're going to try it, once you find out or once you play with it, you're going to realize just how exceptional this marker is. Now, listen, this marker is made with this glass infused nylon, and it's really, really light. One of the first things you realize when you take it out of the box is actually how light this actually is. And just because it's light, don't think it's fragile, because it's not. I put this thing through the ringer, and I've never once had an issue with it, man. This thing is tough as nails. The other thing is the air efficiency of this marker is really, really good. Now, I run with probably around top end, I run with about 10 mags. This is a 3000 PSI tank here, 13 cubic inch, and I can run my 10 mags without any issues. I actually run out of rounds before I run out of air. You know, I'm thinking about getting a 45 PSI tank, but I don't really know if I want to spend the money because I only run with 10 mags, and the 3000 is really, really, it's fine, right? But if you want to run with more, then I would advise you get a 4500 tank. Now, the other thing is, which was really, really cool, and at first I thought I wasn't going to like it, but this marker is really, really quiet, man. I thought, you know, because okay, so the history is I ran with an M17, and I loved it. The problem with the M17, now I run with a lot of first strikes, and as you know, first strikes are not inexpensive, right? But the problem when I was running with the M17, my first strikes were chopping left and right. They were constantly breaking. If you ever see my other gameplay videos, you'll see that the balls were breaking. It was just a pain in the ass. But it was a cool marker nonetheless, right? And that's why I wanted to change it up. I was actually going to get an T15, but I didn't get the T15. I always said I was going to get a T15 because I like that AR platform. But the problem was, it was the maintenance associated with T15, okay? The maintenance with this is almost next to none, okay? Because I'll talk to you about that in a second. Now, like I said, I run with first strikes, and I'll tell you right now, never once. And I've run thousands of rounds through this in the last year and a half, and I can confidently say that I have never had a round break in the mag, the breech, the barrel, never once. Every time I fired the marker, I had never had an issue. The balls went flying perfectly, just as they were supposed to. I never had to worry about it. So when I'm sneaking up on an enemy or taking a bunker, I knew that if I was going to pull the trigger, I was going to have a projectile firing out, and I was going to nail whoever I was trying to nail. And that was the great thing about this. Reliability, if anything, the reliability is exceptional with this. I never had to worry about rounds breaking whatsoever, right? Again, especially if you're firing first strikes, okay? And right off the bat, the mags are first strike compatible, so you can run round ball and first strikes, okay? In regards to maintenance is really, really easy. All you have to do is unhook the power stock. Now, I should let you know, when you first buy the marker, the power stock doesn't come with it, nor does the tank. All it comes with is essentially this, without the scope and the light. It comes with the marker itself and 2 mags, I believe it is, and also has a hopper adapter, which you can see here. When you run this thing, chances are you're not going to run it with a hopper. You're going to run with mags. But I'll tell you, listen, you know, this is kind of someone that's more experienced in Magfed play. It's kind of at the upper end of markers. And people always ask me, you know, Tonka, should I get this marker or should I start off with an entry-level marker? You know what? If you've been playing for a while and you love Magfed, you maybe borrowed your buddy's markers or whatever the case may be, and you're like fully hooked on Magfed, which, listen, if you're like most people, once you start Magfed, you do not give it up. You're a Magfed believer for the rest of your days of playing paintball. And I'll tell you, if you want to start off investing in this right from the start and get it and you're dedicated, honestly, this is the marker to go with, okay? And I cannot sing enough of its praises, all right? But anyways, so this is the main components here. Back here is the main core, the main power of the marker. And all you have to do, if you look right over here, just take your Allen key, throw in one of those holes, unscrew it, and the core comes out. And all you have to do, it's one big unit, about this big. I think there's like 3 pieces. Just take it apart, really, really simple. Grease it up, slam it together, throw it back in here, tighten it up. Really, really simple. And you only have to lube it up around every 10,000 shots. That's how little maintenance this is. Whereas, like I said, I was going to get a T15. But again, I didn't want to do with all the maintenance. I just want to freaking play, right? Just probably like you, right? You don't want to deal with the maintenance, right? So, yeah, the maintenance is really, really good. Air efficiency is phenomenal. Like I said, I can run 10 mags on this 3,000 tank. And the consistency of the shots are very, very consistent. The deviation from whenever you take a shot during the, when you get a cone in and stuff like that, is only by a few feet per second. It's very, very tight, so it's very, very reliable, okay? And what else? Oh, let me show you something actually really, really cool. I don't think this is loaded up with air. There's a bit of air, but the good thing is this has an air release here. So all you do is just press this button right here, pops out, the air is released, and so you can just easily unscrew it without having all this pressure and just forcing it out or having to fire a bunch of rounds to empty out your tank and then unscrew it. All you have to do is click on that button there. It pops out. You'll hear like air shooting out, and it's safe to unwind. And then when you're ready, all you do is just click it in like that, and you're ready to go. All right, so it's really, really cool. Again, they put so much R&D into this marker that they looked at everything, analyzed everything to make it really, really an exceptional marker. Okay, now the shroud here can actually come off. So if some people don't like the long shroud, some people want to run it shorter, which I'll show you. That's exactly how I run it. So all you have to do is pull out the shroud, and it comes with a 14-inch barrel. Now, this is an aftermarket barrel. This is actually a Planet Eclipse barrel, which I'll show you in a second, because in that, I'll show you the upgrade that you're probably going to want to use. Now, the barrel itself is really, really good. The barrel that it comes with, it's a smooth barrel. It's really, really good. Maybe I'll show you the video of my gameplay here using the stock barrel. I was running first strikes as well as round ball. I actually ran out of first strikes. Nailed a guy with it, ran out of first strikes. There was another guy behind a bunker. I slapped in a mag of round balls, sniped him off, and we were heading further down lane there.
Is that Keanu bunker? He's right there. He's out! Got, you bet, buddy. There's another guy to the bunker to the right. Shit. I'm out of first strike. Shit. I got him though. I'll take care of him. Got him. I got the guy on the left-hand side there. Two left bunkers are clear.
But yeah, so I have an aftermarket barrel here, which I'll show you in a second, because this is the thing that you're probably going to want to run with when you get the EMF. Because if you're going to run with first strikes, you know what? What you want ideally is a rifle barrel. Why a rifle barrel? Make sure first strike's that much more accurate, and it can fire further distance with every shot. Okay? And that's kind of the aftermarket part. And then I'll show you how I run with it. So now I'll take this out. Let me just tighten it up a bit, and then I'll take it out. Uh-oh. Yeah, I gotta tighten it up. Should have got this prepared. As you know, I'm never really prepared when I do this. I kind of do this all on the fly. So here we go. So it comes out. Okay. So this is what's cool about this marker here. Is it out? There we go. Okay. So I'll put it down here. Oh, let me show you one other thing. This is a mistake I made. So here's your shroud, and it attaches it onto the other piece here, okay? But what you'll notice, I have these clips that I took out, okay? Because these clips, which I'll show you in a second, is what holds these two pieces together. Do not forget to add these clips together to keep this shroud together, because I didn't read the instructions when I first got it. I started running without the clips. diving through all these bushes and so on and so forth. This flew out without me realizing it. After I sniped off these guys, I had to search all over the bush looking for it. It took me like 30 minutes. Ultimately found it, obviously, but what a pain in the ass that was. So use these clips, little tightly and secured to your marker, and you never have to worry about these things, okay? But anyways, what else can I talk about? Oh, you know what? Before I show you the barrel and the insert, what actually the next step that they kind of take it beyond with the barrel, let me talk about the magazine. Because, like I said, I've run with the M17. I've seen the T50 mags and all the other mags. I also have a TMC mags, a marker, and all that sort of stuff. Like I said right from the beginning, I said multiple times, Planet Eclipse really put a lot of R&D into their equipment, and that shows in these mags. Okay, because of a number of things. Okay. The most brilliant part about the mags is that this front panel pops off. And you just throw your balls right in there. Now, I'll show you something else. Now, if you watched my last Planet Eclipse review that I did last year, I talk about these mags, which I'll show you right here.
What they've done was they've created a way, so I'll crank this up right now. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is the pain in the ass part. Now, I'm going to sound like a bitch right now for saying this, but this crank here, when you have a number of mags and you're changing them up and you're reloading and stuff like that, that crank on your finger kills you. You get kind of sore, right? And now I know I'm sounding like a bitch right now, and I'm trying not to, but the facts are the facts.
Okay, so listen, when I cut that video, I sent it off to Planet Eclipse to let them know that I did it and let me know what their opinion was. They saw that clip and they wrote back to me. They go, listen, Tonka, how you're supposed to do it is this, which makes it really, really simple. See, my mistake was that I had this gate here closed right here. Oh, let me just block that away. I had that closed, right? When that gate is closed, for whatever reason, I don't understand the mechanics of it, but when you try to tighten up or bring the spring back, it's actually a lot more difficult. So when you're going to wind back the spring here to throw your balls in, open up the gate by just simply pulling on it over here and it locks open. Okay, all right, it stays open like this, okay? And that's the brilliant thing about these mags as well. Because listen, there's some fields that you're going to play with. There's a lot of snow maybe, but a lot of sand as well, right? And when the sand gets into your mags, it can really screw up the mags, your balls, the spring, and all that sort of stuff. Planet Eclipse thought, you know what, how can we improve it? So what they did, they built in this gate right here that keeps your balls protected, okay? Keeps it protected. So you can slap it into your rig, slap it into your holsters, and you know what? It's completely contained. The balls are completely contained, so you're not going to get all this crap in there, okay? Brilliant, brilliant thing. So anyways, so when you're going to tighten up your spring to open it up, the follower, I think you call it, bring the follower back. All you simply do, bring that gate down, and then when you turn it through this dial right here, this crank, it's really, really simple. So, unlike what I said, I'm looking like a bitch, you're not going to have to look like a bitch, okay? Now, you can get aftermarket winders and stuff like that. Like I said before in the previous video, you can use an Allen key that fits right into that hole right there. I don't advise it because over time, you're eventually going to strip it. So I advise you just to, get a winder or just do it by hand. It's really, really simple. A winder's a lot easier because it just burns through it. But as you can see, it follows through, okay? You bring it right back to the end like that. And as you can see, there's the green follower right there. And the great thing is a semi-transparent front here, okay? This panel here. So you can actually see how many rounds you have left. When I was running with the M17, this was completely contained. I couldn't see through it. So I had to remember how many rounds I fired so I knew when to change my mag or when to take a bunker if I had to change a mag right before I took that bunker out, right? And the other brilliant thing is, like I said, all you have to do is turn that dial there and the front pops off and you throw the balls in there. Where the other mags, which is a pain in the ass, you crank it down, you got to feed the balls through the top here, right? What a pain in the ass. Let me show you how simple it actually is, okay? I probably didn't open the bags here. Oh, I did. Oh, perfect. So all you do if you're running round balls, just grab it like this, throw them in there, and bam. Pull out whatever you don't need. You do the extras, and you close it up, and you're good to go. It's that fast. It's brilliant. Again, why no other company has thought about doing this, I have no clue. Because it just seems so, I don't know. It just seems so sensible, right? Anyways, in terms of first strikes, all you have to do, as you can see, there's a diagram right there that shows you the orientation, the proper orientation of the first strikes. And all you do is just line it up there, and you're good to go. Close it up. And I won't, and just, I don't like to close it. Let me tell you something. And then close it up. Whoops, I pressed the wrong thing. Close it up right there. Okay? I'm glad I showed you that because that's a mistake that they also called me out on the last video. Listen, make sure that when you crank this back and tighten up the spring, make sure that this here, this gate, is open if you don't have all the balls in there. Whoops. If you don't have all the balls in there, okay? Actually, I'm glad this came out. Actually, I'm glad this came out. It was perfect. The gods are listening to me or watching me. And the reason why is because when you crank this back, let me just close this up. When you crank this back and you're not, and the, okay, I'm glad I showed you that because when you crank back the spring and the follower, just be sure, let me show you. Just be sure that you have a bunch of rounds in here. Because if the mag is empty and the follower is all the way cranked back, and then you let go with this gate closed, because of the spring, the way it's designed and the strength of it, the follower can actually break through the gate here, okay? So don't close up to the gate until you have the balls in. That way, when you have the balls, all the mags filled, when you release the follower, it just moves just a bit and the balls rest in here, okay? Keep that in mind, okay? And also, what else can I say about this? I don't know, but let me tell you one other thing. The spring, what I have felt, like I said, I have never once had a ball break in these mags. Not a first strike, not a round ball, nothing. But over time, as you're cranking this down and the spring is going back and forth, the spring can actually spin around a bit. But the great thing is it's really, really easy to crack. I'm not going to, well, relatively, it is easy, but it's just kind of a pain in the ass to feed back in. So if your follower is not going back, the crank is getting a bit tight. It's just not allowing the spring to come back and retract back. All you have to do is simply open it up, and all you have to do is pull it out. I'll just let it go here for a second. You press that lever down. The spring is released, and all you simply do is put the follower back into this groove. I'll show you. There's a groove right in there. You can see in there. Okay. On the follower, you have these little knobs in here. The knobs simply fall through into the groove here, and all you do is just tighten it up. I'll try to make it really fast and simple. The spring starts to straighten out, and all you do is just throw it back in. It's a bit of a pain in the ass because the spring is popping out all over the place, but when you master it, you should be good to go. Fortunately, there we go. As you can see, I don't do this very often because thank God I don't have to because there we go. So tighten it up, and you're good to go, and it just cranks it back again. Okay, so it's really, really easy to do. The mags are very, very durable. Again, I've run with these hard. They've flown out as I've dove into the ground, the concrete, and as you can see, they got a few scratches on it, but there's absolutely no cracks. So phenomenal, phenomenal. Also, if you haven't already heard, you can also use die-dam mags on this as well. They have like 10 and 10, but this is the CF20, which is a continuous feed of 20 rounds, okay? So it's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so let me talk to you about the barrel, because this is something that you're probably going to want to get later on after you run the marker for a while. How about we just leave it like that? and that is the S63 barrel system, okay? This is a 14-inch. Cool thing is this, and I didn't realize how important bore size is in a barrel, but when you're running round ball, because again, like I said, man, first strikes get really, really expensive after a time. I mean, here in Canada, they're like 50 cents a pop, right? But the great thing about first strikes is you use less rounds, right? So, you know, when you aim and you're familiar with your marker, one shot will nail a guy like bang on, right? But a lot of people use a lot of round balls, right? But the brilliant thing about Planet Eclipse, what they've done, they have the S63 barrel kit system where they have bore kits, okay? So they have different size bore inserts here, as you can see, okay? They have a whole bunch. I'll show you something in a second, what you gotta get. So they have the whole bore kit here, and I'll tell you, the bore kit is really, really important because it will allow your round balls to ride or fly out much straighter. Because listen, as you know, with round balls, they are somewhat dependent on the wind, right? So they can start deviating. But when you have a properly fitting bore system or insert into your barrel, it makes a world of difference. It almost turns your round balls into first strikes. The difference is, now, like I said, first strikes will go much straighter, much further. But with the inserts, it makes your round balls go much further and straighter than if you don't have a barrel insert. Because this is the way the air is flowing behind the ball as opposed to all around it, okay? So you need this barrel insert. But let me tell you something else. As you know, I like to play a lot of CQB. I like to get really, really intense. And when you're running CQB in hallways and buildings and stuff like that, I used to play at a place called PRZ. Actually, I'll be playing in an old abandoned prison. Actually, I'll be generaling an old abandoned prison in June, which is going to be a lot of nice tight quarters. Sometimes when you're running a longer barrel, it's a bit cumbersome, right? So you want everything nice compact, right? Planet Eclipse figured, you know what? We're going to hook you guys up, you know, because people were asking, you know, can I have a, there's my ball. Can I have a, where's my garbage? Oh, I'll just throw it back here. A smaller barrel. I want to go tactical. And that's what they did. They created a tactical barrel. And that's exactly how I run with it, okay? So the tactical barrel is this guy right here. It is, I think it's like 8 inches, okay? Has reverse threads. So it has a muzzle, comes with a muzzle brake, and this piece here, and this piece here, the back piece, okay? So all you do, this is freaking brilliant. You're going to love it. This is really the only way I run my marker. It's the tactical. And here's the other thing. It has a rifled insert for your first strikes. Brilliant, man. I swear to God, like I said, you know I sound like I am a big fanboy of Planet Eclipse. That's why I became associated with them, because they look into every detail, man. Except for one, which I'm going to show you in a second. We're going to talk about some aftermarket stuff, right? To enhance your marker. But anyways, with this S63 tactical kit, all you simply do, especially because these are first strike compatible, these rifle barrels, it creates a spin, right? So with this, what you do is you stick it in, and there are threads at the end here because you tighten the threads into the tactical barrel and keeps that insert locked in, okay? That way, when you're firing the first strike rounds through this, it will prevent this insert from spinning and affecting the projectile, the way it spins in the distance and all that. So it affects the way the first strike flies out, okay? So anyways, let me show you how cool it looks. That's how tactical. This is how I always run with my marker. Nice and close, tactical all the time. Freaking brilliant. And I'll tell you, if you haven't already seen my review video on the tactical and the S63 kit, check out my video. You'll be blown away. And I'll tell you, I was going to run with the Nemesis barrel when I first got the EMF. Then when I had mentioned that, Planet Eclipse contacted me, said, listen, Tonka, hold off from getting the Nemesis. We're coming out with our own version, and we'd love to have do a review of that tactical barrel and the rifle insert. So I did. I was praying to God. I'm going to tell you a little inside background information. When I created that video, I was kind of nervous because I didn't want to say necessarily anything bad about Planet Eclipse, because they are such a phenomenal company. But obviously, I have to be real honest with you all because, again, honesty, my name is everything, right? So I was really nervous when I was using this in the video. And thank God, and you'll see in the video, I encourage you to watch the video. You'll be so impressed with the accuracy. It'll blow you away how accurate the tactical barrel and the long barrel is with the rifle insert and with the bore kit. It'll blow you away. So watch it, check it out. And when you do, you're going to want to get these upgrades. Okay, but anyways, here's a tactical barrel. Like I said, it's nice and small and compact, right? Now, you might be thinking, well, you know what? I love the look here, but you know what? What if I want to change it up to a longer barrel? Don't worry. Planet Eclipse has got you back. They are picking up what you're throwing down because what they have come out with is the S63 Tactical Extender Barrel, okay? And what it'll do, it'll turn your tactical barrel, in case you want to run a longer barrel, a longer gun there. Here's the insert. I'm sorry, here's the extender. Sorry, not the insert. So all you have to do is, I'll show you here, I'm sorry. All you have to do is just unscrew this front piece here. Actually, what we'll do, I'll take the whole thing out for you. There we go. So here's the piece, right? Here's where the insert goes, and then you have this small little piece here, and all you do is unscrew it, okay? Like this. There's the insert. Put there. Unscrew the weight. Put it there. Leave this right end. There we go. Tighten it up. Put the back piece in. Reverse screw. Reverse thread, sorry. There it is. So nice and consistent and black all the way through. Real slick, man. And then all you have to do is throw it back in there. And that's what it looks like. Okay? And of course, you can put your shroud on. Okay? So it kind of sits like that. Brilliant. Actually, I think this barrel, is actually longer than the 14-inch. I'm not quite sure how long it is. Let me just show you. So it's a bit longer with the muzzle brake, okay? So the muzzle brake, it makes it a bit longer. But again, it looks phenomenal, but I like it more tactical simply because I just like to be freaking front and center of the action. I like my gameplay, really intense. But if you like the longer gun look, or maybe you want to take it from a distance and do like sniping off and stuff like that, go with a longer barrel. Not my thing, but you know what? You got to play how you want to play, right? So now let me show you a mistake. Not a mistake, but something I think Planet Eclipse should kind of figure out. And but not to worry, because there are other companies out there that will help you with your upgrades, and they make phenomenal stuff. Like I said, check out the end of the video here where I show you the upgrades. And why isn't this going in? Oh, I know why, because we're over there. Hang on a second. You know what? I feel like I'm doing live. I'm not going to edit this. There we go. Okay. So let me show you something. This is where kind of Planet Eclipse kind of dropped the ball a bit. Not really dropped the ball, but they could make an improvement. Okay. And that is purely on the aesthetics of the marker. Okay. Now I'll talk about the power stock here. Because I know some of you, and even myself actually, I didn't like the look of the power stock here, the stock here. I felt it looked more like a space gun. But I'm going to tell you right now, number one, you don't have to worry about that because there are a lot of companies out there that have made modifications to the stock that look like real gun, real steel looking stocks. You can get it from MCS and all these other whatever paintball companies, okay? Again, if you want MCS stuff and you're from Canada, check out Tier 1 because they're a distributor for MCS gear, okay? But anyways, if you look, the way I run it like this, you can see at the end here, it looks kind of unfinished, right? Okay? There's nothing that kind of makes it like a nice end piece here, right? But don't worry about it because my boys at HR Tactical Innovations thought about that. They saw the need and they filled it. So they made these products. I'll show you another product that they created as well. And I'll tell you, I'm always skeptical. You'll see a lot of companies, a lot of people that make these 3D printed stuff. And the 3D printing, the material is pretty shitty. You know, it's fragile, it breaks, it's temperature dependent. So if it's really, really hot out there, it can warp and stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you, HR Tactical Innovations, another amazing quality company that I deal with. The analogy is this, how they kind of said it, like, because I asked, like, how do you want me to describe this stuff to my viewers? And they said, listen, 3D printing, the average standard 3D printing is like putting Lego pieces together, right? So you put it in, but it's very fragile because those pieces can pop off, right? With this is like more like soft, compact snow. So what they're doing is packing it together, and it makes it really, really hard. Because if you look, you're not going to see those typical lines from 3D printing, okay? I believe the process is called MCJ or something like that, okay? I'll probably have a correction, which is right over here, right? Because as you can see, it's solid. In fact, it is as solid as this shroud here, the same kind of quality. It is phenomenal. Like it's hard to break, okay? So you don't have to worry about HR Tactical Innovations quality stuff. And I'll have their link in the description below. Check them out. Everything's reasonably priced. Great store out of the States, okay? So I don't know if it'll fit over, yeah. So all you simply do for the proper orientation, so all it simply does, okay, so I'll show you. So they have these little clips in here, the ends here, and all you do is just slide it through. So I got my, there you go. It tightens right up, just like that. It finishes right up. And it's solid in there. Okay, I got, oh, there goes my, hold on a second. There goes my my mic. I hope I wasn't making a lot of noise. But anyways, it's not even budging. It's solid in there, okay? Let me try. Actually, I'll keep it there for now. But let me show you. They have a small one, and they have a large one. And again, you can see how snug it is, so you don't have to worry about the thing popping out. They also have some Picatinny rails, so if you want to add more stuff in here, laser, whatever, another, I don't know, a camera up there, you'll be able to do it from the top and the bottom here. Actually, I got to take it off because I haven't used this, yeah, I'm not going to force it. Anyways, you get the idea. So thank God it's tight because I don't have to worry about it popping up. But that's how far it extends out, just like this. Again, it's solid. It's really, really solid. So if you want to check out HR Tactical Innovations, check them out because, again, they have really quality gear. And I'll show you something else that I've added. So again, I've modified this. And you can modify it. You can get rid of the trigger. There's other triggers that allow you to fire. It's more sensitive, fire more rounds. And also, I use their quick mag release right here. Okay? So again, put it in there. So the way Planet Eclipse has it, they have a mag release here, which is, what do you call it, ambidextrous mag release. So all you have to do is clip it from here and bring it down. Okay? Otherwise, if you want to do quick and you want to flick it out with one hand, I won't flick it out. All you have to do, they have it such that all you have to do is press this finger here, this little trigger at the side here, whether you're left or right hand, the same thing. Sorry. Flip it from here. Okay, so it's really, really strong, it's stable, and it holds your mags right in place. And really, that change, when I replaced the original ones with this one, took like 5 minutes. Okay, and it's awesome. So you can press it, flick your mag out, grab another one, throw it in really, really quick. Just makes a mag transition really, really fast. Okay? So that's my mag review, my EMF review. And I'll tell you right now, you know, I said I was going to talk about the pros and cons with it. And I'm going to tell you right now, honestly, I cannot really think of any cons. And if they are cons, they really, really are just trivial cons. Again, you know, one of the things that I guess turns some people off is the look of the stock. But again, don't worry about that. You can buy modifications to stocks to customize it. You know, in the next section, which I'll show in a few minutes, you see all these amazing, amazing customized mods that they did to make their EMF to their kind of, that I don't know, to their customized liking, and also that suits their personality. They've taken this long marker and actually make it into secondaries, like little handguns. It's freaking brilliant. So the stuff that you can do to the EMF is really limitless, right? Not only that, but you're going to have a marker that'll last you forever, and the reliability will always be there. So if I had to say a negative associated with it, was number one is the way. Okay, so the power stock, as you probably already saw, you saw this my stock kind of fall out, right? I was running around, wiped out hard, and there's a clip that sits right in here that you flip that kind of locks in the power stock into the marker itself, and that broke off. Okay, so it kind of slips out like that, but not a big deal. It's easy to fix. I just haven't fixed it yet. Okay. Another thing is, you know what? There is another thing. What the hell was it? Oh yeah, really, what it is just the end piece here. I just didn't like the how they didn't really have it finished. They didn't have an option if you want to run with a smaller kind of barrel setup, right? Other than that, really, you have nothing to worry about with this market. It is absolutely exceptional. If you ever have any questions, you know what? Fire me. I try to answer all the comments in my videos right away or very, very quickly. So if you ever have any questions about that, or if you want to contact me, check me out on my Tonka Tactical Facebook page and ask away a question. Email me directly or message me directly. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. But I'm telling you, man, if you're going to buy a marker, a Magfed marker, this is the one to get. I promise you, you will not be, you won't regret it. Okay, you won't be disappointed. Okay, so listen. If you're wanting to know what other people, how they're running with their EMFs, man, check out these pictures. You're gonna be absolutely blown